Hello everyone, Logan from Curated Avalon, and today I'm going to be talking about a few Cobalt inks, and I'm just going to swab those and see which one I find to be the prettiest on the onion skin paper. So this is going to be a creamy, more translucent paper. I have two from Noodler's ink. I have the Liberty's Elysium. This is, I believe Goulet Pens still has this as one of their exclusives. They have, however, removed the historical label. I believed that they actually designed. I think they said that they worked on this label with him and designed it for their exclusive ink. They have since changed it. It was part of the red listed inks that got changed. I also have the Anti-Feather Blue. This is the original historical label with Winston Churchill and his Tommy gun. That ink is still available, but with a different label. I have Ferris Wheel Press newer ink. This is their Cobalt Estates. And then the Graf Von Faber-Castell Cobalt Blue ink. So my favorite that I have been using the most of over the past year is the Faber-Castell. I really haven't been using Liberty's Elysium that much. It used to be my favorite. I don't know why I stopped using it, but I did. I'm really loving this color, and I also really like the Ferris Wheel Press ink. So getting to see them all side by side is going to be really interesting, which I will choose to kind of hang with this summer. That was actually the Anti-Feather Blue from the last video. I have my Nomad Paperweight from Good Made Better. I love this thing. It just stays in my bag all the time. I use it for all kinds of stuff. Book reading. It's really windy where I live, so if I'm writing outside, I have to pull this out to keep my pages from flopping all over the place. I think I'm going to start with the Liberty's Elysium. I will say I did have this ink ruin a Lamy for me one time, just a cheap one. I don't really know if it was the ink's fault or the Lamy itself, because I've had two Lamys clog up completely on me. And one was a Noodler's ink, which was a Liberty's Elysium. One was not. But it is a thick ink. And I'll go ahead, I'll put the Noodlers side by side. So I'll do the X-Feather Blue. So that has a lot of, almost like a neon electric blue to it. I'm not quite sure I would call it Cobalt. It's really close. I guess it's in that realm. I don't know if you could tell the difference. That was way thicker than this one. This had a lot more water to it. Definitely a wetter ink. And I have the Graf Von Faber-Castell Cobalt Blue. This is the one I've had in my Leonardo Fiore fountain pen the most, in that galaxy color. And this is the Ferris Wheel Press Cobalt Estates. This should be the dullest of them, but it was still such a gorgeous color last time I used it. Had that gorgeous red undertone to it. I really do think that to show off a Cobalt ink properly, you really have to do like a spatter to see the full range of the color, especially looking for that red undertone. I'm gonna let these dry and come back to it. So I was just looking at my ring, and I really want to roll it in ink and see if it would pick up any of the pattern. Things you do while you're waiting for ink to dry. So they've been drying for a few minutes. I'm not sure I can categorize this one as a cobalt, but I'll go ahead and write its name down. So we have Liberty's Elysium. And these two, oh my goodness, the similarities. I really did think that they were going to be completely different. I'm not sure, other than texture through here, if I could tell the difference. I would honestly think they were the same ink. So I'm looking forward to them drying completely and to giving a really good look. The Graf Von Faber-Castell blue. Man, they're so similar. And the Ferris wheel press, definitely the dullest. Very pretty blue. And I'm using my Leonardo Memento Mori. I always call it Memento Mori because that is what I actually call the pen. It's Memento Magico from Leonardo. And this is a fine nib. Loved this pen. I got it August of last year. Been loving it ever since. And the ink is Urban's Hematite Rouge. Also one of my favorite red inks right now. Okay, so while we are waiting for this ink to dry, I wanted to share a book that I just read. This is Nate Bargatze's Big Dumb Eyes. I was so excited for this to release. I bought it sight unseen and read it as quickly as possible. It was hysterical. I enjoyed it. If you're not familiar with Nate Bargatze, he is a comedian and actually a very popular one at this point. I've been watching his stuff for years, just random clips I would see like on Instagram or wherever. And yeah, I've really enjoyed his content. He keeps his content pretty clean. I mean, honestly, just hysterical, real life stuff, things you actually want to laugh at, things that are actually relatable. And so like when I would see people put clips up, like, oh my goodness, years ago, I would always click on his stuff because I'm like, oh, I remember him being so funny and never like insanely crude or disgusting or anything. So I would keep looking and yeah. So anyway, he's super famous, super popular now. He has a book, and if you want to check it out, I'm going to link it below. I enjoyed my copy. I'm going to take a closer look. I can't get over how similar these two are. I'm not even sure. I honest to goodness don't think I could tell the difference other than the texture with the swab. As to the colors of these two inks, I don't think I could tell them apart. I did well on the back of the paper. But I was thinking, because I've been using the Graf Von Faber-Castell Cobalt Blue since August, and I got out the X Feather Blue, and I was like, oh, that looks like such a gorgeous cobalt. I should swap that in my Leonardo Galaxy pen. But I don't think there's going to be a color difference. There might be a texture difference, and that might be kind of cool. So I know I have that one in the pen right now. I'll have to do like a sample writing page and then swap the inks and see if there's any difference. I can't even, Yeah, I can't get over that. All right, so we have the Ferris wheel press ink. It's just not giving off as much of that red depth as I like for a Cobalt. I think it's a gorgeous ink. I've liked it so far. I've used it on a couple of different projects. And then the Liberty's Elysium, it's a beautiful blue. I just don't think it's quite a Cobalt. We don't have that lovely purpley red hue with it. But yeah, I can't get over those two. And to pick a favorite just off of looking at the sample, I think would be kind of impossible. I mean, I think we're getting a little bit more hue from the Noodlers. They have like basically the same base, a little bit more blue, maybe just a little. Even have that gorgeous red on both. I don't think I could pick a favorite. I'd have to write with them both in the same pen, maybe even for a while. I like that there's more coverage with this ink. However, I might not like it in the pen as much. You never know. Okay, I'm completely intrigued with this at this point, and I feel like I need to dig through my ink collection and see if I have any more Cobalts that I might need to try out. Thank you so much for watching. I'd love to know which of these four is your favorite, or can you tell an insane difference? Like if someone put these two in front of you and went, all right, which one is the Noodlers and which one is the Faber-Castell? Could you tell? I'm 100% confident that I could not. Thank you so much for watching. No dice. Can't get the pattern to show up. I wonder. Brought the paper up to it. Oh, that's better. I got a little bit of it, but not much. Okay, that was a fun experiment. And now I have very inky fingers. I think if I could get some leverage on it.